Hey, it's Olga here from Degtyareva.com and Productivity for Scientists. This is where you overcome overwhelm, become more productive, get in charge of your day while feeling happy in your life. And the topic of today's video is how to save your time by batching your activities. How to save your time by batching your activities. And this is what I'm talking about, is that you can actually save your time when you group certain activities that you do in and do them in one sitting, that you would usually do them in a separate times because they maybe belong to different kinds of projects. And I'm just going to give you an example. And what I'm talking about, for example, your emails. When you get the emails that are not necessarily urgent and you may even not consider them not very important, but they just need to be answered. So, for example, such as work emails. Or the other kind of activities that I talk when you need to do different kind of payments. It could be for your work or it could be for you personal. It doesn't matter. But if you do each of these activities separately, it takes quite a lot of time for each of them, to open whatever file you need, to get your card for the payment or to get the paperwork in front of you. Or in terms of emails, read through the email, try to understand what they want from you and reply. And then kind of switching between the other activities that you were doing, this is exactly where you lose a lot of time. And then also your concentration kind of wondering, now I need to deal with this and I need to switch to the other one. So, and also you've heard me talking in this blog by encouraging you to just focus on what's important to you and really do it first thing, do the first things first. And then I had this question recently in one was my goal group coaching programs, but then what to do with all these not so urgent, maybe not so important things, but they still need to get done and they're kind of piling up. So this is exactly where this batching comes so handy. It is when, for example, you did let your emails kind of stack up a little bit there and not necessarily reply to in 10 minutes or even by the end of the day, because you see they are not very urgent, but they just need to be replied at some point. You can allow them to stack up and just take one time, once every day or once every 3 days, depending on what is your relationship with those emails, and just go and reply to all of them in one sitting. This is when you sit down for 1 hour and you just kind of open one, reply, open the other one, reply. And why is it so much faster? Because you're not switching between the tasks. You're just doing one certain of activity and you're kind of in the right state of mind of this. You're kind of in the flow of this, in the groove. And the same is with the other example that I've started is with the payments. And just doing each of them separately, like one every day, would take a lot of amount of time. And sometimes we don't do this and then they get kind of stuck up. And then exactly you can apply this batching to this when you just once every week or once every 2 weeks, depending on, so that you don't get obviously into, you miss a payment date or something like this. And it could be, again, the things from different projects or even from work and from the personal. You just say, okay, for 1 hour, I'm just going to do all my payments. And even if you need to type on your credit card number or card number for every activity, for every payment, it still will be fast if you just have it in front of you and you just one payment, done. The other payment, done. And it's just, again, this happens faster because you're in a certain frame of mind, because you're in the groove of that. And one bonus point here, and this is exactly what we discussed in my goal group coaching programs, in my platinum private coaching programs, these kind of things, is that you also, for this hour, you can assume a certain kind of mindset. who do you want to be in this communication with emails, in the emails when you're replying? You want to be like confident, someone who knows what you're doing. You assume a certain mindset for the whole hour, and in this mindset, you reply all these emails. The same thing for payment. All right. So I hope this was useful, and I've actually been sharing this recently in my Goal Group coaching program, and one of the participants shared something that I found really funny because it was so unusual. And she said this is exactly what she's been practicing recently, and she had a complaint from her email provider because they thought she's a spammer. So unless you have this kind of problems, you should be really benefiting from this concept of batching. And in the comment below, please post how this concept of batching has helped you to save time in the coming week. All right, this is all from me for today, and this is your Productivity for Scientists assignment for this week, to apply this concept of batching and share with us how it helped you save the time. And if you're not yet receiving this free and weekly video strategies into your email inbox, go to my website, olgadegtyareva.com, and if you're already there, go to the top, download your free resources, and with this you will also receive this free weekly video strategies straight into your email inbox. This is all for today. Bye.